MTV Sports Snowboarding would release in 1999 on the PlayStation in North America and in Europe. That would see the popular music television station endorse a game to capitalise on the popularity of this ever-growing sport and genre. The game would be developed by Radical Entertainment and published by THQ, and gives players the access to compete in competitions in a variety of different modes, from single player to multiplayer, playing on downhill slalom events, racing events against other competitors, half-pipe events where you have to do jumps and complete tricks, with many other features. One of the unique selling points of this game, as with its sequel, MTV Sports Pure Ride, is that it gave players the ability to access a track or course editor. So you could essentially create your own racing track or snowboarding event where you could add in a variety of different game assets that were available. Like you could add in trees, rocks, you could add in jumps, ramps, anything that you could think of that you could use to perform tricks or to use as a challenge to avoid obstacles. You could do that in this game. So that was definitely one of its best features. It allowed you to get fully creative, and it was a good alternative because if you were tired of playing games from other series, the likes of Cool Borders and other games like it, this here provided something that you had full control over, the aesthetic, that could literally allow you to get fully creative and develop your own game essentially if you wanted to. And among the many titles that were released on the system, this game was also backed by very popular music tracks from well-known bands or rock bands and other types of artists, and many of them you would have seen playing their music videos on the MTV music channel anyway over the years, and the sequel followed in that same footstep. So this game definitely contributed to that and offered something different, which resulted in its receiving decent reviews in the magazines because of the variety of details and content that was available compared to other games in the genre at that time. And again, 1999 was an explosive year for the rise in extreme sports games. There was a ridiculous amount of them being released on gaming systems that really just exploded in popularity, and snowboarding was definitely one of those games to reach that feat, because the PlayStation, I kid you not, has an insane amount of snowboarding games that are available. Like, as I'm recording this video, I'm still finding new games that I never knew about, so it is very interesting to see what else is out there, which I will cover in later videos. But one of the main traits, aside from the track editor, is the visual appeal of this game. Like, when we look at games like Cool Borders and other games like it, it was a varying mix between arcade aesthetics and tried to go for some levels of realism with future sequels in the series. But it wasn't until the final entry with Cool Borders 2001 where I think it got the formula right in terms of its visual appeal. While the two early games were definitely more focused on arcade visuals, it definitely changed its outlook with future editions. But with MTV Sports Pure Ride, and even with this one, Snowboarding, it definitely had a more realistic approach from the offset, as it's definitely one of the most visually pleasing of this style of game on the PlayStation. It definitely has the best graphics, not just on the characters but the environments, even the weather effects as well. Even the control systems are easy enough to pick up and play. Now mind you, the movesets and the tricks that you have to execute can be a little bit on the tricky side, if that's one major gripe that you'll have with it. But aside from that, it's definitely one of the best all-round packages in terms of this style of game that you can get on the PlayStation. It just has enough unique appeal, and there's enough variety here that will provide a lot of replay value to keep you playing for quite a while. Plus, with the addition of the track editors, will definitely leave a lasting impact for a long time. So for those reasons alone, it definitely is a worthwhile experience to try out on the PlayStation for sure. But even for those that haven't played it, or that probably did and didn't enjoy it, there are a multitude of other alternatives, like I said, on the console that will appeal to different aesthetics and gameplay styles. The choice depends on your own outcomes and what you think of it yourself, but I'll leave that up to you. But I still think that this is a worthwhile solid title to explore, as there is enough variety here to keep you playing. And again, like with the track editor, that definitely will keep you busy for quite a while. Once you get to figure out all of the controls and unique intricacies of the tools and features available, you'll definitely have a blast being creative and creating your own courses that will give you full control over what you want to do with it. So that alone is enough reasons to definitely explore and experience this game. But I would love to know your thoughts on MTV Snowboarding for the PlayStation if you have played it yourself, and what do you think of this game overall? Do you like the fact that it's endorsed by a known television brand that has some really awesome music and soundtracks available in it? Or do you prefer earlier style games in this category, like the Cool Border series? I'd love to hear whatever stories you do have of this game, so be sure to share it down in the comments below. And if you would like to see more content around other types of snowboarding games or extreme sports titles that were released on the PlayStation, check out the playlist on screen to see more of those games in action. And as always, keep those gaming memories alive.